Hello everybody. Hopefully that glare is not like, I feel like that is just, maybe if I just scoot a little bit back. Anyway, welcome back to my channel, guys. It's been a hot minute. I was doing so good. I was posting videos like every single day, and then I ran out and I haven't been able to record anymore. Mostly because my kids have gotten really backwards in their schedule, and if you guys know anything about sleep schedules and like the circadian rhythm, it's very difficult to, first, it's easy to disrupt it, but it's very hard to get it back onto a normal schedule. And so it's been really hard the past 2 weeks. I've gotten very little amount of stitching done, and we're going to talk about that. Yeah, so I don't even know what week this is. I don't know how long we've been in quarantine. I don't know what's going on. I lost my other glasses, so I had to bust out my backup pair because that's what happens when you're home all day. You just put shit down and you have no fucking idea what you did with it. Anyway, those of you that are new, my name is Amy. Welcome back to my channel. This is a channel about everything craft related. Literally, I sew here, I diamond paint, I cross stitch, and I crochet. So I wish my crochet was a little more portable so I could bring that and show you guys, because I have gotten a couple more rows done on my crochet blanket, but maybe I'll pop a picture in here when I'm editing. And yeah, I'm supposed to be doing my homework, but I decided to take a break because the children are still sleeping and my husband decided to leave, so I have a few minutes to record a Flosstube. Alright, so everybody else, welcome back. Don't mind my crazy ass fucking hair. I'm in desperate need of a haircut. This is a time of year where I usually chop it shoulder length, and my sister-in-law normally does our haircuts, but she had to shut her salon down because it's mandated that she shut down, and so she's not giving any haircuts, and we don't want to risk exposure of our children by going anywhere. We haven't even been to visit family or anybody, which I guess it wouldn't be that bad because we don't need to stop anywhere and we can go straight from the other's house. But she is on 100% full lockdown. She's even like Instacarting all her groceries because she doesn't want to leave her house, which is completely understandable. So it is what it is. I'm trying really hard not to show the sunlight in my glasses, and it's not working. Hopefully that's not like, I think if I just sit right here, it'll be fine. So don't mind this floss mess. I'll show you guys this in a second. That is my vision board. That is the diamond paintings from Mystical Diamond Art. I'm waiting on like 150 paintings to come in, and it's probably going to be at least another month, at least, with everything that's going on. It's kind of frustrating because when you have a small business and you're not bringing in like new material, you kind of hit a point where it kind of like doesn't grow because, you know, you can't bring in new product as fast as you want it to. And so it's just, it is what it is. So 2 weeks, it's been 2 weeks by the time this goes up that I've posted a Flosstube. I didn't post a Flosstube last week. I posted a whole bunch of other videos. I did my, was it my pattern video last week? Something. I did something last week in place of the Flosstube. Oh, it was the mega haul. That's what came last week. And I have a feeling that there might be some more stuff waiting in my mailbox. I'm not 100% sure, so if there is, there might be an end clip at the end of this to add on to the haul part. But if not, then there won't be. So, whatever. But, so I have been reading again. I ordered this book on eBay, which is Laurel K. Hamilton's Guilty Pleasures, because I didn't have it. I have shoot, I have at least 12 of the books in this series, but I didn't have number 1 for some reason. So this is the Anita Blake Vampire Hunter series, and this is the very first book in the series. And no, my nails still aren't done. I've had this pack of Clear Street sitting on my desk for like a week. Still haven't put them on. Anyway, I had books 2 through 7, but I didn't have number 1. So I got this on eBay for like $3.84 shipped. So, you know, that person must have got it for like 50 cents in order to do a $4 book shipped. But anyway, I scored on that. So I finished this one in a couple of days, and I've already started on the second book, which is called The Laughing Corpse, which I don't have here because it's upstairs and I didn't want to go get it because I wanted to just start this video. And I'm more than halfway through on that one. So that's what I have been spending a lot of my time doing, mostly because I didn't want to say, if you guys see some of my posts, I know some of you see some of my posts on like some of the cross stitch groups. My husband and I have been having it out about cross stitch because he thinks that small pieces aren't real pieces, that if you finish a small piece, it's not sufficient enough to be considered like, oh, I finished something. I don't fucking know. So I kind of lost a little bit of my stitching mojo, and I didn't want to be stitching as much because I was just really frustrated with his attitude towards it. And so that's why I've been reading when he's around instead of stitching. I've still been trying to come in here and get at least 30 minutes of stitching done. Doesn't always work out that way, especially this last week that my kids' Zoom meetings have all been happening. I have 3 grade school kids, and I have to follow all 3 of their curriculums now, make sure they all 3 do all of their homework every day, including myself. Ugh. I have an assignment that I have to do tonight that's going to kick my ass today because I've been putting it off and putting it off, but I told myself I wasn't going to do it, but I did anyway. And once I turn that in, I should be ahead. I'm hoping that I can get that done early, at least before dinner, and then I want to do another assignment. That way I can stay a couple of days ahead at all times in case my kids have a lot of homework that day or something. There's some days where my daughters, one's in kindergarten and one's in 2nd grade, one of them will have like 1 assignment, the other will have no assignments, and then the next day one has 3 assignments and the other has 5 assignments. It's like, what the hell? Like, at least keep it consistent so that there's not days like that. And even like today, I had a Zoom meeting scheduled, but then my daughter also has a Zoom meeting scheduled, so I couldn't go to my Zoom meeting because I'd prefer her go to hers. It is what it is. We're 8 minutes in, we haven't shown any stitching. So that's what I've been spending my time doing. So, progress. This is the only thing that I have been working on is this block in the chopping mall from the Witchy Stitcher. It's the only one that I've been doing. And this is my progress on that. I've literally just been working on her. So the last time you guys saw this, I didn't have the horse and I didn't have any of this. And I think I only had part of her dress, but I didn't have her face. And most of the stand is filled in except for the base of the ice cream cone. So yeah, I wanted this finished a really long time ago. I'd say at this point, I'm still not even halfway done because I still have 4 boxes. This one hasn't been released yet, but I still have 4 boxes plus the rest of the roof. And I think, is it tomorrow? I don't know if it's this week or next week that she's coming out with the final pattern release. And it's April. I wanted this done by the time the pattern release came out. And so I think, honestly, tonight, this is going to be the only thing I work on for the next several days and through the weekend because I want this done. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So, that's what I have for that. And then, okay, so I don't know how to break down the rest of this haul. Well, because I think, okay, I showed you guys this pattern already, so I don't need to show it again. So the next thing that I worked on, if you guys follow me on social media, you already saw it, is this really cute, tiny, oops, cut the pattern off, Indoors by SpongeBob. It's totally crooked. It's not crooked on the thing. It's just the way the Ada is folded at the bottom. So I finished this in like 3 days maybe. It's so cute. I freaking love it. The only thing that I don't love is I don't like stitching in white. I just get this, like, I don't know, me and white just, it just doesn't, I don't know what it is. So I started this, I finished this. I showed you guys last week in my mega haul video the pattern for this. It was a freebie from Wild Olive on Instagram. That's what it looks like. It's so freaking cute. I absolutely love it. And it's super tiny. I did this on my cat. I did this on 18 count Ada. I have a measuring thing right here, and it's only 4 by like 3 inches. I tried to do this 2/2 on 18 count, but I wasn't happy with the coverage, and I hate working with 3 threads, and I didn't want to work with 4 threads. So I just settled for the small size. I don't know how I'm going to frame it yet. I stitched this on Ocean Blue from Be Stitch Me on 18 count. You can totally do it however you want. I think the original, oh, it doesn't even say. So I changed the colors. So if you guys look at mine, if I can find it, this is what it looks like. And then this is the pattern. So my yellow is the same. The white obviously is the same, and I think I changed everything else. $8.94, is that the same? Oh yeah, and the pink is the same, but I changed this yellow, I changed this blue, and I changed this teal color because I didn't have it. So these cute freebies are perfect to stitch. Well, these were some of the called fors, which are $8.94, $7.43, and B5200. Those are called fors. Those are gonna go back. But the 2 blues, instead of like the blue that they used, I used a teal color or like a light green, and then for this one I used another, and I used some of my Victorian mottos for that. So for the indoors part, so the teal here is, I'm not even sure, I used February Special from Victorian Motto Sampler Shop. And then in the flowers here was supposed to be like blue, but are like a blue-green, but I didn't have the color, and I thought that this was going to be a good one. These were February Floss of the Month from Victoria Motto. They came together, and they just happened to work perfect. So this is Spring Green Goddess, and it is equivalent to 164, which is not the called for. The called for is 964, but either way, like, it still worked because they're like the flowers in the background of the water of SpongeBob, if you've ever seen SpongeBob, and they're all like these kind of pastel-y colors. So I thought that it would work either way. I have no idea if you can still get these from her because I think they're limited edition, but I'm not sure. Like if she offers them again or if she might have more. They are variegated, but in a pattern like this, because it's so small, you can't really see the variegation, which is fine. I wasn't going for it, and I didn't choose it because it was variegated. I chose it because I had them, and they're still pretty either way. And then for this other like orangey color here, was supposed to be yellow. I didn't want to do yellow because the letters are already yellow. So I used a Galaxy floss that I already got off of D-Stash. It came in a whole bunch of floss that I ordered. And this is L977. And I don't even know if you can still buy this, but it's stitched up beautifully. It was very nice. My hair is crazy to work with. And it says it's called L77, L977, and this is, you can substitute it for DMC 977. So I don't even know if like their packaging still looks like this. This is the part that I cut off. I just put it back because I need to put it on a floss card, and I haven't done it yet because this was like a special floss, and this is probably like, I think it's the only Galaxy floss that I have. And I don't know, maybe I'll hang it in the 977 part and see. That's what that looks like. Okay. I don't know how many interruptions I've already had right now. So I need to check what time is it? 1 o'clock? Jeez. It's late now. I think I started this video like an hour ago and we're still not done. The sun. Hopefully it's not bothering you guys. Okay. Let's get into haul, I guess. I've got some haul. And I have more stuff on the way. Not like a crazy amount of stuff, but there's stuff on the way. So a couple of weeks ago, I want to give away in Stitch Me's group, which is exciting because I never want to give away in there. And it was the week that I hadn't seen her since I've been part of her group. I hadn't seen her do any fabric giveaways. It was all patterns. But this week she did, and I won one of the Ada grab bags. So that's pretty neat. I'm just going to briefly show you guys what they are because none of them are marked. So I will likely have to do the measuring myself. I will probably, I like to put Post-its on here with measurements so that I know what they are when I'm looking for a piece of fabric and I don't have to like measure it every single time. So the Ada grab bag, I got 7 pieces of Ada, and they're all pretty small cuts. I would have loved to have had these small cuts when I did the SpongeBob pattern because this was like the smallest piece of fabric I had at the time. And I have like all this still to do stuff with. So now I have another small cut, but it is what it is. So none of these are named, so I don't know what they are, but I got this kind of funky piece. I've got a nice like mauve-y color. Purple. This almost looks like the one that I dyed for my Universal Monsters. Just a little bit less blue, but it looks similar to this. This almost looks like the Twinkle piece, which it might be because I have a piece of it and it has the same colorway. I've got this turquoise-ish color, emerald almost. Nah, it's not as bright to be emerald. This looks black, or maybe navy. I'm pretty sure it's black, which I don't know. I don't know about that. And then another piece of the teal kind of color, which is like a shade lighter than the one that, yeah, you can tell that that I already got. So there's that. Those are going to be measured and put away. And then I have it right here, so I'm going to show you guys real quick. What is all that noise? Universal Monsters sell from Witchy Stitcher. I'm going to be doing the extended version. I've showed you guys this before. I still have pictures of it, so I'll put up. I'm trying to see if I have a picture of the extended frame. I don't. I'll put a picture here because I have a picture of it. So this, I didn't want to stitch this in 310. I learned my lesson already doing the chopping maul. Oh, what did I do with it? Oh, well, I put it here, but the chopping maul, I got really burnt out on the 310, and I think that's why I'm struggling to finish the top of it because there's still so much black. So I went and ordered a whole bunch of fancy floss in shades of black and gray, anything that I could find online that I thought might work. And I'm going to tell you guys that the pictures online are incredibly deceiving of what these flosses actually look like. So first I posted in the Facebook group. Nobody was very helpful about the colors of the floss. I hope that this light's not bothering you guys. Nobody was helpful at all. 2 people. And she posted one of the colors that I did end up ordering. So I went to Margaret from the little thread shop, I have her price being hanging because I absolutely love her service, and ordered as many of the darker black variegated threads that I could possibly find. You can tell it some of these aren't even black, but they're considered part of the black family. Look at, you've got this purpley one, this is more green, these are more gray, this one's more gray. So I wasn't happy with the overall selection because online these all look black, but they're not. So the first one is Onyx from Weeks Dye Works, and this one is the one that's, is this the one that's more green? Yeah, this is the one that's more green. When it's next to the others, you can definitely tell it's got like some lighter shades in it. This one is definitely like greens and grays in person. Right there, that's what it looks like. So that was a no-go. I can see maybe this working for like the roof if I were to stitch it in 310, but then at the same time I was like, because I couldn't find, it just didn't look right next to 310. If I did the base of the house in 310 and then a different colored roof, I just didn't like it. So, whoa. Next is, they're just falling everywhere. I'm trying to order them by brand. That was the only Weeks Dye Works that I got. And then some of the other ones just looked too black, like the solid, more solid black that I didn't care for. So Classic Colorworks, I chose two colors. I chose Blackbird, which is this one, and Black Coffee. Neither one are black. So Black Coffee is definitely more gray. You can definitely see it. And Blackbird is way more brown. I don't even see any black in this at all. I actually really like Blackbird and might use it, and I'll tell you what for right now. Then moving on to the Gentle Arts. So for the Gentle Arts, I ended up getting Espresso Bean, which is a very nice mix of black and brown. I got Witching Hour, which is their new, it's trying to focus way too hard, which is their new colorway this year, and it's more purple than I would like. I heard some people say, oh no, it's definitely not purple, and other people say it is definitely purple. It's purple. I'm trying to do something white that's not focusing so much. That's not gonna work because of the blinds. We're just gonna have to deal with it. So Witching Hour, definitely purple. Then Soot, definitely not working because it's super gray, so that was already out. And then Onyx, which I heard was a very nice black. It's not black at all. That is gray. That's gray, bitches. Gray. So Witching Hour was too purple. And Espresso Bean, that left me Espresso Bean out of the ones that I chose. I didn't want to order more because I'd already ordered all of these and didn't want to order more. So Espresso Bean is what I decided on to stitch the frame. There's a possibility that I might go through the top with Blackbird, do the frame in Espresso Bean and the roofs in Blackbird. My only thing is I just don't feel like Blackbird is variegated enough. Like you can see, can you see variegation? You can definitely see it in person, but it's not like crazy. Espresso Bean, you can definitely see the variegation in it. It goes from like a super, Espresso Bean is a good color because it's not black. It's like a super, super, super dark brown. And then Blackbird, I feel like is the like a shade lighter of what Espresso Bean would be. So I'm kind of still toggling towards these two colors. So I'm leaving these two colors in with that pattern for now. I did order, I think like 8 or 9 more skeins of the Espresso Bean to start with because I'm definitely using it. I just don't know if I'm also going to use it for the roof. So now I have all of these left, and I haven't gotten the 8 skeins of the Espresso Bean yet. It might be here today. I'm not sure. She ships really quickly and I tend to get her stuff really quickly as well. And so if it's here, I'll put a picture here by the time I edit this. If not, then maybe you'll see it in the next Flosstube. So that's that. So these are going to go put up. I don't know what I'm going to use those for, but I will use them for something. And then looking around, making sure that I don't have like anything else. I also have an order from Be Stitch Me coming, but that's not going to be here until Saturday. So maybe I'll put that in here. If I do, I'll cut myself off right here, add that into the next clip right here, and then you'll see that. All right, so moving on to freebies, we have the April version of the Linen and Threads came out. It is this flower right here. I have not started stitching this. I really like it, mostly because I don't have a piece of fabric big enough to do this right now, and it's just not a priority for me. So I don't know when I'm going to start this. But I like it, and it's just going to come down to getting the fabric and finding a colorway that's going to be good, because for me personally, I don't like these types of samplers with a whole bunch of bright colors. They definitely look better muted, and I don't know if I want to do it in a bunch of colors or something variegated. I don't know. I also still haven't switched my Victorian motto to also include the Primitive Club, which those should be here any day now too. So I don't know, I might have more to show you guys on here. So I think maybe if I also get the Primitive as well, maybe I'll find a color that'll work for that. Then I also printed off Little Mojo's sorting hat. That's the chart. There's no color portion of it. It's just written like this because I'm thinking of using the sorting hat in place of one of the owls on the Harry Potter Letters from Hogwarts Stitch Your Own Adventure. I think they're roughly the same size. This might be a little bit bigger, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna probably replace the owl with this because I hated stitching the owl, and I saw somebody stitch this and it was really cute. So I'm gonna put that in with that pattern, and I might use it, I might not, I don't know. Then, because I couldn't leave well enough alone and I have freaking problems, I purchased this. It is the Addams Family Stitch Along from Just Stitch Design, and the dude's name is Justin. Clever. So right now, I think it came out in February. This is the frame, and then he's got these two rooms released. So this is the lion, the pet lion that they had. This is based off of like the OG black and white Addams Family series, and then up here is Grandmama, and then there's like a cauldron up here with doors. Oh, you guys, it's amazing. I do have to say though, if you want perfect patterns, this is not going to be the pattern for you, because this is his first stitch along and he's learning as he's doing, and so sometimes the pattern comes out and he has to make modifications because you need several sets of eyes to see things that you just can't see, and so there are revisions afterwards. So if you're the type of person who can get a stitch along out and then stitch it up in like one day and be current on it, it might not be the stitch along for you, because so far that I've seen, there's been revisions to every room after they've been released, which is perfectly fine for me because you have access to all of them on here. So I don't know if I got the Grandmama room. When I do. And then, so it tells you like everything about the pattern when you get it. This is what it currently looks like right there. So the pet lion, Grandmama, the cauldron. Anybody else's husband call them repeatedly when they go out My husband called me to tell me, so he went out to run some errands for his dad. His dad chews tobacco, and he wanted to buy a roll of the chewing tobacco, and my husband can't find it. So he calls me, and he's like, what other stores are here? I'm like, what? Are you fucking serious? Like, really? My husband has lived in this town way longer than I have, and he's calling me to ask what stores he can go buy tobacco. And I'm like, dude, for real, like, seriously, get your act together. So anyway, that is Adam's Family Stitch Along. Haven't started it yet. I don't even know if I have all of the colors yet, but I really like this frame because it's much different than the Witchy Stitcher ones. It's got a lot more detail. You've got fences, you've got bricks, different colored stuff going on here. There's a tree and a lot more color in it than Witchy Stitcher, so it's not just 310, which is why I've been working so hard on trying to find another color to do the frame for the Universal Monsters. I've purposely not bought the fabric for this because I have too many things and not enough time to do it all. I'm in my senior year of school, so this summer and the fall are going to be incredibly busy for me too, and I'm just like, I'm not going to have time to do it all, but I don't know. You know, it is what it is. This is my last year of school. I'm going balls to the wall to push through to finish my bachelor's so that I can do my master's online and have more time. But anyway, rant that you didn't need to know about, there is that. I need to find a folder for that because it doesn't fit in the sleeve because there's so many pages and there's going to be more pages. And then I think this is the last thing, unless I'm going to go check the mail here in a bit and see, but I found this book. So I found this pattern. Somebody had it in, let me get to the pattern first. Somebody had it on Etsy, and the store it was not in America. It was like, I don't know if it was Russia or some other place. I saw this pattern. Let me see if there's a better picture of it because that one's kind of dark. There's not a better picture of it. So somebody had just this pattern and I fell in love with it. It is this wizard and it's called A Wizard's View. Can you guys see it? Right there. If you guys have been in the cross stitch community for a while, you probably already know who this is by. You can tell just by looking at it. It is Joan Elliott. And I saw this pattern, and me personally, I hate buying paper patterns from companies for $20 and then still have to pay $3 for you to ship it to me. I'm a tight ass. So I started doing some research, like where can I find this pattern? I couldn't find it anywhere. I'd never seen it in any Etsy shop. 123 Stitch didn't have it, couldn't find it. Finally found it, found out that it was in this book, which I got off of eBay for $11, I think, with shipping. If I'm not mistaken, somewhere in that ballpark, less than 15 bucks. I don't know what it retails for because it doesn't have a price, but it's called Bewitching Cross Stitch by Joan Elliott. And it says that it has over 40 patterns, which a lot of them are interchanging. So if you see these three orbs here, these go inside the wizard's thing. So here he's stitched with this castle, but you can change it to be the unicorn or the owl. So those are considered a single pattern in this, but I don't know why I have itchy nose every time. I think it's a Flosstube curse because I know other Flosstubers talk about having itchy nose all the time. So anyway, it was a hell of a deal. I had seen this on Amazon before and actually had it in my Amazon cart at like $16, but I wasn't gonna get it for like a month, and I was holding off on it because I didn't know what patterns were in it other than this. So this was the whole reason why I jumped the gun and purchased it immediately because it is amazing. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of the color. Oh, so there's also a dragon that you can change the orb to. I just want to show you how bright it is, compared to what it looks like on the camera. It looks amazing. I can't with this. And then, so as soon as you open it, you have this gorgeous piece. There are so many beautiful patterns in here. You have, there's even more. There's some Halloween pieces. There's a whole introductory thing, and then every pattern has like a story. Look at that. I swear at some point I'd like to stitch everything in this book. I don't know how I'm going to make working copies because my printer, it just doesn't scan. It's a scanner too, but it's hard to scan books because of the binding. Look at that. It's the dragon on the front cover. And then it also tells you like what they stitched it on, any kind of notes and everything. There's a Halloween piece. It's cute. I don't think I'll be stitching that though. That one's called Hocus Pocus. And then the Halloween pieces have, oh no, I lost the page. Way to go. The Halloween pieces have other smaller pieces. You've got this banner that says stir up some magic, and then you've got these pieces down here that they finish as magnets. So freaking cute, you guys. I just cannot. There's a phoenix in here. Let me see. Of course, the wizard, which is definitely going to be the first thing I stitch, and then probably that sun, because that sun is amazing. There is one called Childhood Dreams, where it's like with fairies with a children's name on it, and it comes with the alphabet for it as well, so that's cool. And then it shows you like other things that you can do with the fairies that come in the pattern, because it has girl fairies and boy fairies, and it shows you like how you can do them differently. Like this one, they're done in cards. There's the girl fairies, and then there's the alphabet. This one has them like a little hanging things. You guys, this book is amazing. If you stitch anything similar to what I stitch, or you like things that I stitch, this is going to be the book for you. There's a Celtic wheel. There's also a cat. My neighbors are walking around. They've been working on their yard like all crazy, so they're walking around outside doing stuff. There's also these words: dream, hope, believe. Look at how beautiful those are. The butterflies. Because there's even more in here. I'm not going to show you guys like every single one, but there's so much more. In the back of the book, there's a list of suppliers. There's a list of like finishing instructions and ideas of what they did for some of the items in here. There's a list of stitches. If you don't have this book, you need it. And I got it off of eBay, and it is in perfect condition. The corners aren't worn out. The binding is perfect. I got a hell of a deal on this. You guys, I get a lot of really good deals on eBay, because I stock eBay, like seriously stock eBay. In my haul, you guys saw my memorabilia that I got with the Krynick and the Ada, because I stock eBay. Seriously stock eBay. I have a couple of preset searches that I just go and I click on, and I sort them by newly listed. That is the key to finding these things, because if not, you're going to continually get like, what is up with my hair? You're going to continually get like the sponsored ones, or the people who sell, like have license to sell, you know, the patterns and stuff. You don't want that. You want to go by newly listed, because that's where you're going to get the people who find stuff at estate sales and stuff like that. So I'm looking at I have an area here where all that dye is. That's where I keep all of my like haul stuff before I put it away, over there. I think that's everything, you guys. We are donezos. So I'm gonna do the things on the computer. I have to clean up some house. I have to set my daughter up on her meeting right now, and really get to work. So this video, I have no idea how long this video is, because I had to stop like 15 times, and this clip is 10 minutes. My other clip was only like 2 minutes before my husband called. Ugh. I know there might be more. I'm gonna go check the mailbox real quick and see what's over there, and then we'll see. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for coming. I know this, I felt like I was super all over the place with this. It might have been just because I had so many interruptions, but I'm really glad that I had the time to sit down and do this Flosstube for you guys, because I didn't last week. Had a super lot of content that I thought I was going to be able to consistently post every day, and then I just didn't, because this last week has been really boring craft wise. I haven't made any new bags. I only got a couple rows done on my crochet blanket and hardly any stitching, so it is what it is. But thank you guys for tuning in, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.